The Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
Tēnā tātou katoa, tēnei e tāpiri atu ngā mihi. Ki ngā puna, ngā mātāpuna, ngā wai marino, ngā wairere, ngā ripo, ngā aukaha o te awa o Whanganui, tēnei te mihi atu ki a koutou katoa. Tēnei e tāpiri atu tāku mihi ki a rātou i whakahua mai, nei i roto i te whare, rātou kei te wāhingaro. E kore e mutu ngā whakaaro ki a rātou e kawia nei tēnei kaupapa, tainoa ki tēnei wā kei konei rātou katoa ka nui te mihi atu. Heke iho mai ki a koutou ngā mahuetanga iho, nei te mihi aroha, nei te mihi maioha ki a koutou katoa, tēnā koutou. Me te hoki mahara ki ngā kōrero i waihotia, i te wā e haere mātou kei rungi te awa o Whanganui ki te taho o tō tātou nei ariki nui. Tērā kōrero i whakatō mai i roto i te whatu manua ki a tui tui ki te tino taonga i Whanganui a koutou honanga ki te awa o Whanganui. E rua ngā roimata i heke mai, nā rangi nui kei rungi i te maunga o Ruapihu. Nā, ko te awa o Whanganui, ko te awa o Waikato. Mai te kāhui maunga ki Tangaroa, tēnei te nui o te mihi maioha ki a koutou katoa, tēnā koutou. Mr. Speaker, in standing to support the contribution of my colleague, Adrian Rudolphe, in this particular bill, I had prepared a certain speech to read today. And then I heard the Minister speak and recollect a number of important people, and then I heard Adrian speak and recollect a number of people. And I have to say, during my brief opportunity, actually privilege, to journey down the Whanganui River, one person came to mind very specifically, and that was Piripi. but let me come back to Piripi. Let me come back to Piripi. I had the good fortune to be able to be one of a small group of people who travelled in support of a tono from Matu Māreikura, Chitairoa and John Tahupārai to Te Ariki Nui to travel down the Whanganui River. We started in Taumaranui and went all the way down. Actually, before we even got there, we talked about they're going to take us down on kōpapa and, you know, we better get all fit and all of this. Actually, we got there and we went down on speedboats. There was so much more to that journey than actually the physical being on the river and travelling down it. It was all the kōrero and all the things that we witnessed along the way. And so we knew. And actually Morgan was with us as well, Morgan Kawana. We knew every day he did a flip of that good book, something special was happening. And it's in that recollection that I want to perhaps share. There's been some talk in the House today about the metaphysical identity and tikanga emerging with law and things like that. Actually, to know one's awa, like you can smell its different fragrances. To know one's awa when you can witness a change, albeit so subtle. To know one's awa to the point where you understand something else is happening in our world, but it's been read through the awa. That's what we were able to experience in coming down the Whanganui River. And I think it's a great day today because it's been a long journey for the people of Whanganui to get to this point. And it isn't without context. If we think about the Waitangi Tribunal and the opportunity that has been offered to people to look to redress historical claims and just the journey of our rivers. Waikato lodged their claim to the tribunal in 1987. Whanganui lodged their claim in 1990. Tū Whare Toa got the Crown to vest the lake to Tū Whare Toa in 1992. And then we had a claims process. It's all interconnected. And it's the journey of our waters, I think, leads us to some very important conversations today. So for me, this is quite historical today because it's happening within the context of very important conversations that this nation is having around the health and well-being of our waterways and the issues of fresh water. And I want to acknowledge that because when we talk about the role that Parliament plays, yes, to give effect to the intent of the deed of settlement for the Whanganui River, it's within a context and some broader conversations. And I think the Māori Affairs Select Committee are quite cognisant of that. And we'll use the opportunity of the submission process to ask questions within context. For example, the resource management legislation going through that is talking about collaborative planning, that is proposing models for collaborative planning, that doesn't address issues of freshwater but impacts potentially on any river settlement that has already been reached. We will ask the types of questions about what is the anticipated connect between what you're seeking to achieve for the awa of Whanganui with what is being proposed. And that's to ensure that the intent and the integrity of your settlement can be preserved. Now, many people before us have always said governments come and go, but funnily enough, the institutional memory of the iwi stays very determined over a long period of time, and there's a very long institutional memory that keeps any government accountable. We're mindful of that too. And it's with that view in mind that I think we will be considering very carefully the submissions coming to the Select Committee. I'm hopeful, actually, that we might have, Mr Chair, a sitting at Tieke, where we actually have to get on a waka and then get to Tieke, and then appreciate the fullness of the experience of what's being talked about here. E whakaaro no iho. But some of the things, coming back to Piripi now, at another occasion after the opportunity with Te Arakinui, I did have the opportunity to join a few te rehoi, but my very first te rehoi that I joined, little did I know after karakia and I was assigned my crewmate, it was Piripi. Then one of the whanaunga said to me, don't worry, Piripi's the best in the river, you'll never fall out, because I was kind of in a bit of trepidation. Well, I can guarantee you, every ripo, every curve of that river, we fell in. And I think I must have had them, I may as well have just swam the Whanganui River. But my gratitude goes to Piripi, because in the great joy of experiencing, you know, te rā āhua, te ruruki, te wai o ngā mātua tūpuna, te rā āhua, it was nourishing. The fact that we could laugh about it all the way down, and I remained his crew member, I think was a testament in itself. But all those people that have gone, that lived the river, that enjoyed sharing the river with the next generation, that told stories from their own place of reference, I think is a richness that this settlement will never convey, but we know it's there. And I've certainly witnessed that, and I want to acknowledge it. The other thing, eating piharo. Was that legal then? We ate piharo, and I'd never tasted piharo before, and I'm from people where we have lots of eels, but I've never tasted such a beautiful delicacy ever in my life. And that taste has remained with me right to this day. And every time I hear that word piharo, oh boy, everything starts coming back. The other thing, when you're going along the river and you see actually how the canoes got through and you see the dents in the sides of the river, you know, those are stories that can't be captured in the settlement legislation, but it tells us that long before the British came to New Zealand, there was a history well before their time, which was long established. And I hope in some small way that the settlement will contribute to what you've always lived, always believed, not lost anything. The legislation just had an impact on you. Even going to a marae where they talked about the health bill during Maui Pōmari's time, I think Pere Kiore, I think they called it, and learning that history, how relevant it was in the physical presence along the river and how you told the story of its context and impact on yourselves. Those are the treasures which have stayed with me for life. Those are the treasures which I think within the context of today's world, we talk about Archie Matumare Kure and John Tahupārai and their thinking, our Māori thinking, Wairua Māori thinking, and how it impacts on what we're trying to achieve today. Archie, Sir Archie Taiaro, led the freshwater issues after the settlement, helped implement the fisheries claim. So it is within that context that while we're mentioning their names here within the settlement today, they have had such a broad impact on the way that New Zealand has evolved its understanding to be a lot more complementary and complementary and coexisting with our world, our Māori world. And that's to create a better New Zealand. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to take up too much time. Can I just leave you with one lasting memory that I will never ever forget? I think I was in my early teens then, coming down the river, but I was always inspired by Nene Nui, Te Manawa Nui Pauro. And at her age, and I think she was well over 80 at that time, could have been 90, she was still paddling down the Whanganui River. Her love for the river gave her the level of, I think, kind of like a supernatural kind of effervescence about her. And never did she waver, never did she tire. And that is the type of sustenance that the next generation can draw on, is those types of exemplars, all of them. Nō reira, kia koutou katoa, tēnā koutou.